Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 3 vs 3 on Shaken Coast. Playing on the right side as the Dark Eldar, we've got Roman 228. We've got Khan playing as the Chaos Space Marines, and we've got Gorchu playing as the Imperial Guard. Whereas on the left side, playing as the Orks, we've got Stranger. We've got Kaiku playing as the Sisters of Battle, and we've got the Blast Furnace playing as the Space Marines. This game was taken from a little while ago, from a Ultimate Apocalypse tournament, so expect to see a little bit more sweat, a little bit more determination from these players, as there are points to gain from all the victories that they gain from these games. And yeah, Shaken Coast, a wonderful map. We do have the Imperial Guard in the absolute prime position for their team here, on that front lines, able to play that defensive game and make sure that no one could cause them any issues. And on the southern side, they've also got the Dark Eldar, who are able to, with their... Are they getting in Hellions? Yep, they're going to get some Hellions. Maybe potential to jump over on this side and smash things around, although in saying that the Orcs are quite defensible. All little grots on top, being able to fire at them. It's maybe not the most ideal situation for the Dark Eldar, but certainly a prime position for the Imperial Guard. Also, with these guys, they're able to start defending this northern side, which is quite often forgotten about by some players in Shaken Coast. Heaven, ignore me, what I'm about to say. We've got a full-blown field command attempting to be built up by the Imperial Guard here, and if they're able to snag this position, that's going to be really difficult for the Space Marines to fend off, as this has the heavily fortified structure armor. Although I'm not sure where the Tech Priest engines here is, but it does seem that they've been killed, as the numbers... Are they going up? No, they aren't, so there's somewhere in there. Where are you? Hiding away inside that structure, I imagine, as they can almost meld into the sides. But here we go, some more Ecclesiastical Servitors. Oh no, you're on the other team. You're going to come in and you're going to dismantle this as quickly as humanly possible. In fact, you're going to go from both sides, DPing them with the Ecclesiastical Servitors. Yeah, that is. They're all dead. And, well, that was a very interesting opening from the Imperial Guard player. But if they managed to pull that off, that would have been basically game over, really. So nice. But trying that tactic has then preventing them from really pushing further. I would have liked to have seen that field command maybe more on this side, just affirming their control over this relic, and also helping them defend these sides as well. But hey, the Assault Marines are jumping straight in, and they are slicing and dicing their way through conscripts and cultists alike. They've got no problem going against these guys whatsoever. The listening post will go up, and I imagine that these conscripts will then go inside the listening post, or at least this one getting upgraded. Tech Priest engines here being chased around, and then narrowly avoiding death and sadness. Over on this side, we are seeing the Hellions trying to stop the Orcs from building stuff up. Getting a couple of stabs there, but Big Mech will come over. The Big Mech teleporting and does a little bit of explosive damage as well. Knocking the guys back, going to distract themselves from the strategic point and turning their choppers towards those Hellions. They will fly away there, and seeing if they can get anything else up. These missionaries are probably the prime target that these Hellions want to focus on, as they are much more likely to get a squad wipe on that chap rather than a squad of sluggers. Some Seraphims will be flying over to shoot these guys willy-nilly. Double Ecclesiastical Servitors, all with 3 models in their ranks, will also be harder to get these guys down, but lack of micro on these guys. 1 squad wipe on those Servitors there. Sluggers have caught up with them, knocking them left, right and centre. Also models on low health at the moment. So Roman 228 needs to pull those guys back, although he's got another squad of Hellions over on this side supporting. A couple of Chaos Space Marines making their way over onto that northern side. And like I said, this bit is... I mean, once it's been caught, it's quite hard to take on. It takes a while for your enemies to go over on that side. But another field command being attempting to be built up by Gorchu here. Been blown up a little bit by those Ecclesiastical Servitors. That's another explosion coming in from them, and a second squad on their way as well. So actually really good use of these Servitors. You don't often see that ability being in place, but definitely getting their money's worth, preventing that Imperial incursion going on. I'm not sure if that was cancelled actually, but if it wasn't cancelled, that's a significant amount of money been lost there. Central point. Quite often you'll see a lot of argy-bargy going on down here, but quite a civil approach at the moment. Got Blast Furnace taking the relic over on this side, and the critical location being occupied by Khan. So even Stevens in the central control over here. We do have some Hellions being a bit of a mischief going down on this side. Missionary will be pummeled to oblivion by them on their skyboards. Listening post slowly but surely being shot down by fully qualified guardsmen. But they do not... do you have an armory at the moment? You are able to get your grenade launchers for now. Well, not armory, it's tactical control. Same difference there. Synonymous term. Surfing attempting to get the decaps in. Roman 228 keeping control over it. Space Marines and Chaos Space Marine Lord making sure that the Seraphims have been wiped out. Also the missionary down here seem to have just died in the most unceremonious manner. And the relic not been captured by anyone, but has been denied. Guardsmen now going to go for their grenade launchers. And at the moment, everyone's doing alright. Tier 1 about to finish on the Imperial Guard. Tier 1 as well. Or Tier 1/2, depending on what money you are referring to. Orks, how are you doing for your tech at the moment? Oh, right, yeah, you're in Tier 2. You are not in Tier 2 at the moment. Kaiku. Blast Furnace, yeah, you are in there as well, sir. Relatively okay tech-wise. Relatively okay tech-wise for everyone. Imperial Guard now moving in force. Down in the centre. They've got their weapons. But the Space Marines... Have you got any weapons on the go at the moment? No, you are going to focus on a machine cult instead. So vehicle-based stuff with some assault marines. At the moment, the guardsmen won't be able to do much against them, but they are able to get their anti-tank support. Only one model in their squad that'll be able to do that. So it won't be absolutely insane amounts of anti-tank stuff, but enough to be able to maybe take on a Rhino or two. Here comes the Seraphim squad. Torch Slayer been shot down. Clears the Arcal Servitors for the discombobulation of the buildings. And the Orks moving down over on the left-hand side. And at the moment, there's not much in the way of defence for the northern bits. These assault marines still over on this side. There's 2 squads of them now. But the listing posts are still standing. But yeah, they haven't really done much in the way of denying any kind of area. They've at least pulled back these Chaos Space Marines for stuff, preventing them from really putting much map control and pressure everywhere else. Triple Scouts, of course, just watching them, but then being chased away. At the moment, things are relatively even, all things considered. Got the Chimeras and the Chaos Dreadnoughts out. Not much in the way of anti-stuff for the left-hand side team, although they do have that Landspeeder Tempest, which has gone for some crack missiles. And also settlement as well, of all things. So Stranger starting to say, right, this area is mine. No one's going to cause any troubles. A global ability from Roman 228. Break the morale temporarily for everyone. And in the middle, an assault begins. Now, if this was up before the assault, that would have been absolutely amazing, but being cancelled, there's not much chance of it coming up. At the moment, just a combination of scouts and Landspeeder Tempest with crack missiles. Not sure what it's going to do against the twin-linked las cannon of Khan. He's going to roll off in the middle. Be careful though, those crack missiles will do a lot of damage. Got to be more supportive than that. Don't think that the Tempest would do that amazing job if all this stuff was fighting against them, but sniping on individual targets definitely do a good job. Because the Raider just spinning and turning and... Good lord, did you actually go? Was that traversable? I thought you had to jump up there, but no. Decided to go up and then jump down. It's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Grinding on those edges. And back to the Boomer boys. So got anti-tank stuff in those Dark Lances. Anti-infantry stuff in the form of those Splinter Rifles. Double crack missiles chasing them away. Snipes them down. Raiders are not known for their longevity. Remarkably quick land-based vehicles, but very slim and trim in the armour department. Now we've got some tank busters. And the assault tank's a little bit more durable than your regular Chimera. Got a bigger gun as well. Only fit 1 squad in, if I'm not mistaken. Against all those tank busters. In fact, was that double squads? Yeah, double squads. Accuracy of those squads, not very amazing, but when they hit, they do certainly pack quite the punch. Over here we've got the Orks defending on this side. Map control firmly in the position on the right side team. Still got those assault marines going out and about, but now they will be chased around by those raiders. So might be less effective than they were previously. In fact, quadruple raiders. Always quite dangerous for the Dark Eldar to put so much stock in their vehicles in the mid-game, as they are very easy to destroy if they are out of position. They can reposition fairly easily. Orc settlement being placed now on the top ridge over there looking down, but the strategic point has been decapped, and the Imperial Guard setting up firm boundaries with that field command. All the grenade launchers blasting apart those tank busters. Assault Marines coming on the other side there. Also got quite a few heavy weapons teams. So auto cannons definitely need to take those guys out ASAP, but being tied up by all this dreadnought nonsense. Got down to relatively low health. Seraphims activating that angelic visage as the raiders start attacking on the northern side. You see the land speeder tempests trying to take them on. But yeah, the centre unassailable at the moment for the left hand side team. And now over here, more problems are in situ. Land speeder tempests coming over, and if they can just get a couple of those tanks down, cannot take much of a punishment. How's your platform? Getting some shots in there as they just bees right on by. The assault continues in the centre. Seraphims unable to handle all this incoming firepower. Do have a Gork resource factory, which also has a little bit of a artillery piece on top of it. So as defensive as it is, I would want to say resourceive. That's even a term. You see an ouch platform being placed over here, so defensive stuff all the way around from Stranger. The raiders coming over in, and if they can snipe down some of these war banners, that'd be amazing for them. As you can see, it takes absolutely ages to see these. Oh, well, that's not the population upgrade, but it upgrades at a similar kind of speed. In fact, probably a little bit slower actually. So every war banner that's been upgraded that they can snipe out does set the Orcs back quite considerably. Surprised I'm not seeing anyone jumping over the little bit down here. Yeah, this is far too much firepower. Will the settlement able to weather the storm quite nicely? Quadruple ouchie platforms. Cracking in the damage. Got some smoke being sent down here, increasing the overall defensive capacities of the peeps down on the river side. Quadruple Chaos Dreadnoughts, all armed with twin-link las cannons. Probably want to turn over, start focusing on the settlement over here. Do you have any repairing stuff going on at the moment? No grots. You can bring them over if you want. Chaos and madness. Over here, the relics are still being untouched. Might be an idea to send one squad over just to see if they can get them. Global ability from the Dark Eldar. And actually, hold on, we are seeing a fair few Seraphims. That makes sense. If you can't assault them where they're strong, may as well assault them while they're weak. Got a Chaos Dreadnought and a Havoc squad coming down over here. Tempest focusing on the Raiders, but now that they've actually started to fire at the Tempest themselves, they're just as fragile. Here comes a Chimera assault tank, in fact a couple of them. Riding on forward. Inferno pistols from the Seraphims. Them to take on the plasma generator. One's down, and once to take down two, does destroy all the plasma generators in a row. The domino of damage. Seraphims now taking out the green money for the Dark Eldar. It's all good for them. Let's have a look at the economies at the moment from these guys. We've got 145 and 66, 108 and 79, and 205 and 146, compared to 248 and 199, 158 and 60, and 158 and 79. So no huge economies, but the Orcs have saved up a lot of their money. We're now going to go for a third settlement. So the Orcs really being in charge of defending this centre point here. Well, I assume everyone else is using their money to tech up and do all that good stuff. Northern Point has been captured as the Seraphims have brought down a lot of attention over onto the southern bit here. But one Seraphim still alive, surviving narrowly. Don't think it'll live much longer with that raider chasing after him. Look at the range on these outer platforms. By sheer weight of the static defences, field command is waxing and waning. Minister and Priest unable to do much on their own. But this is a sizable amount of Chaos Dreadnoughts. But not seeing much in the way of Imperial Guard or Dark Eldar stuff to bolster this central point here. So Dark Eldar doing a lot of manoeuvring and harassing. Imperial Guard, yeah, okay, they had the structures. But now the structure's gone. What's the alternative? I assume Lehman Russes en masse. And you've got, yeah, there we go. A couple of Lehman Russes on the go for them. I assume they'll be building up more as their economy will allow. But not seeing that mammoth economy from many of the players at the moment. Quite often you'll see them in like the 200s, 300s, by the 16-minute mark maybe, with thousands of monies saved up. Not much at the moment, apart from Stranger. Got some racks coming in. And while they are normally amazing at taking out loads of infantry, the sheer size of the Orc forces here, got tank busters, they've got a significant amount of slugger boys as well, also all being supported by Landspeed and Tempests. Doing a really good job, his Blast Furnace. Hasn't got a large army, but he's got enough just to be able to support what's going on. Got the Havocs in the middle, slow but surely pushing these guys backwards. Hellfire Dreadnoughts only armed with their missile launcher and their auto cannon. Could go for a couple of twin-link las cannons if they wanted to. Or their immolator tank with their multi-melter as well. But Lehman Russ is now in. Hearing a distant war being called. Look at that. Maybe not exactly what I wanted to do at that time. It's a really calm war going on. Those Dreadnoughts holding that line. Also got the Mighty Talos coming in. Double, triple, my goodness, my gracious. Slow moving, but they can jump. They do a lot of damage. But receiving damage is not exactly what they enjoy. But the Calidus Assassins, which we saw Kaiku use with amazing effect last time. Oh dear, been shot straight away. Going to come in and attempt to see if they can slice and dice. Also going on down here. Shooting left, right and centre, and actually doing a significant amount of damage to these outer platforms. Getting down one. It's a shame that if they got all three Taluses in there, that would have been a significant amount of those platforms been taken care of. Now pushing down towards the middle. Lehman Russ is doing a lot of damage. But Imperial Guard losing their morale. I assume they've lost one commander of sorts. Lehman Russ has been taken down, but plenty more to replace them with. Everyone kind of been stuck at the moment. The pathing of Dawn of War causing them some issues. Over here we are seeing the Orcs now making their way down towards the Imperial Guard section of the map. Got some Scourges to fight them off, but I don't think that's enough of them. Obviously these portals around there to be able to reposition themselves. Do we have much going on? They have rebuilt their plasma generators, so we'll get that money back. And it does seem that the right-hand side team has now reclaimed their dominion over in the centre, but these Orcs are going to cause them some serious issues. Do they have many in the way? Oh, you've got some Hydra AA tanks, which good range, also do a good bit of damage against the infantry of the Orcs. There's a huge Talos there, and against all these tank busters. Yep, one volley before he's even able to get one swipe. Dead as a doorknob. Aggressive jump from the Scourges right in the middle of the Orcs. Probably not the best place for them. Very brave, but most of the Taloses, they do a lot of damage, but they die very quickly. Orcs going to fall back though. They managed to take down this and the Thermoplasma Generator as well as this strategic point, so they've done economic damage. And the moment these guys start responding in any kind of numbers, they just fall back. So good little bit of harassment on the flanks there. Devastators trying to set up, but that is a lot of negative cover for them to sit in. going to fire their heavy bolters at the Chaos Dreadnought. Tickling amount of damage, doesn't really do much against him. Some counter-assaulting for this Northern Relic. The relics might be what decide it in this kind of high-tier game. Obviously, everyone's got a natural 400 relic resource to spend, so everyone has access to relic units in a game of Ultimate Apocalypse, but the more points you have, the more those units you can get. The Storm Priest zapping everyone in a nearby radius. Ideal unit for taking out masses of lightly armoured infantry. Tank busters brought down. Commandos are in here with their big shooters there. But the Mini-Storm Priest has that little bubble, which does reduce the amount of incoming range damage for him. Fully qualified guardsmen with their grenade launchers and plasma guns, ripping apart these commandos with the support of the Hydra AA tank. And only a small amount of guardsmen are actually dealing with a lot of these Orks. Dark Eldar breaking the morale as well. Their consistent use of their Soul's abilities, which is always wonderful to see. Do have what weapon is that? Oh, that is the blooming boomy platforms now. Firing over. Wonderfully positioned as well. Providing support across the map. It does seem like the Orcs have rallied somewhat. The Storm Priest. I'm still alive. Doesn't look like it. And a lot of flawless lasagna been left by those boomy platforms. But triple Vindicator Assassins provide significant amounts of firepower. Oh, and that is Dark Eldar stuff. Where you confront? Ah, you are the Reaper. Don't fear it. Let's see the Orcs, of course. Look at that AoE. It's a wonderful smoke effect afterwards. Got to really focus on these blasts of this conglomerate of Orcs there. Avoid that boomy platform incoming fire as well. You see that the Space Marines are slowly but surely making their way over onto this side. Can't imagine those platforms are doing the right-hand side team any favours here. Yeah, priority number one is taking out this island of damage. But how can you get your boys near it with so much stuff going on? I assume probably your own artillery. Maybe the Imperial Guard can... Ah, there we go. Yep. Basilisks would be the way. Maybe get some of those... whatchamacallums, those Air Shaker rounds in there. They are quite expensive. Can the Imperial Guard actually afford that? You can. You've got a significant amount of money. If you get, like, what, 3 Basilisks, line them up, all 3 of them fire, same out in the middle there. That would probably be the way to get them down. It's a very slow push. Positioning is key. This center point here. You'll be always aware of how that negative cover affects your positioning. This guy's trying to support by coming down the middle, but as they come down, they're being shot up. Taking a significant amount of damage. So also close off this choke point as well. Here comes the Exorcist. And also a significant amount of Redemptionists. The Clawed Fiend just going to completely walk by everyone. This unit is an absolute menace. It's got the demon armor, so quite difficult to take down. And we've seen him before. He just walks into a base. He says, right, okay, this structure, I don't want to exist anymore. And that's how he does things. So I need to take all the attention off the center just to snag him off the battlefield. That Soulstorm also making his way down the middle. That northern side still in control of the Orks. Orks are now moving down. A lot of infiltrated units. But we'll go back to the Ork side just to see. And war has been activated. Increasing the overall movement speed of the Orks. Lots of things have been destroyed down over this side, not being replaced neither. And the Imperial Guard's backside is currently undefended. Redemption is staying alive there, laying of hands. Remarkable damage against all targets with their angel bullets, or whatever you call them. Clawed Fiend focusing on that ouch platform. Have you got 2? You've got 2. But I assume probably the war banners are what you want to go for the Orks. at the very least, these big bomber towers. Prevent them from getting their nuclear aircraft on the go. Well, I imagine probably the actual target should have really been this island of death. Orks now moving around the side. They've killed the vehicle base. Soon to take on that field command if no one comes back, but they've got a bit of tunnel vision here. Defending that front line. The army seems to be a little bit lacking at the moment. There doesn't seem to be much of a overall presence of arms from the right-hand side team. Kind of throwing a lot of their stuff to defend the middle bit. But they say GG. The Clawed Fiend didn't seem to do all that much. I mean, they killed one platform, but didn't really make much of a dent. I think they were kind of just waiting on all that stuff. And then once seeing the Orcs sprawling base, and also probably all this sprawling stuff as well, plenty of economy for this team as well. But yeah, nice one. We also had, the Mega Gorgonauts on the way as well. So definitely, I mean, they probably spent all their money on trying to defend here. And a lot as well coming over on this side. And it was a really nice showing from the Imperial Guard player, especially those early game attempts to place those field commands. Would have been absolutely amazing to see one of them get plops down, as that would have been almost impossible for the left-hand team to take them away from the early game. But hey, just a grinding assault in the centre and a back and forth over the northern side. But the economy from the left-hand side team gradually just letting them overstay their welcome and, you know, get a bigger army in the late game and win. So there we go. So thank you so much, guys, for sending that game into the Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As with Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.